On a dark and rainy night, we see a rundown settlement. A worn-out sign reveals its name, the Black Death Sect. Because when you're naming your evil organization, subtlety is for losers, apparently. A mysterious figure in a black cloak and traditional conical hat, holding a sword, walks up the stairs toward the sect's entrance through the heavy rain. I gotta admit, the aesthetic is peak edgelord fashion. My man's dressed like he's about to drop the most fire mixtape in the Murim dynasty. As the figure stands before the gate, a massive bolt of lightning cracks across the sky, illuminating the ominous scene. Because apparently the weather is contractually obligated to provide dramatic lighting in this universe. The lone swordsman now stands inside the courtyard, completely surrounded by a large group of armed assassins. You know, just your typical Tuesday night situation. One assassin, looking absolutely thrilled to be there, shouts, "He's here! The nameless swordsman is here!" Thanks for the announcement, Captain Obvious. I'm sure the guy standing right in front of you had no idea he'd arrived. What's next? You gonna tell him what he's wearing too? His comrades echo, "Kill him!" Wow, what incredible tactical coordination. Sun Tzu is absolutely shaking right now with that galaxy brain battle strategy. Without a word, the nameless swordsman springs into action. His form becomes a blur as he charges into the crowd. In a flash, he cuts through several opponents like he's speedrunning Dynasty Warriors on easy mode. He becomes a whirlwind of death, which sounds like either a badass martial arts technique or a really unfortunate Taco Bell incident. Blood splatters through the rain everywhere. The janitor is going to be pissed. A close-up shows an assassin's face covered in blood, a look of shock frozen on his features. My guy, you're part of an assassin sect called Black Death. What exactly did you think was going to happen when someone attacked? A stern talking to? Peeking from under his hat, the nameless swordsman's eyes are filled with cold determination. The remaining brain cell deficient assassins scream, "Kill him! Again!" Guys, it didn't work the first 17 times. What makes you think? Another powerful slash sends a spray of blood into the air. Even when surrounded, the swordsman fights with unmatched skill, dodging and countering every attack. It's almost like sending your entire sect to attack one guy in waves instead of all at once was a bad idea. Revolutionary concept, I know. Suddenly, a large muscular assassin with lightning crackling around him appears, looking down with a crazed grin. Okay, now we're talking. This guy looks like he benches houses and uses protein powder made from pure testosterone. "I've got you now, bastard," he roars. Famous last words of someone who definitely does not, in fact, got him. As the giant assassin brings his weapon down, the word shark appears on screen. Shark? His special attack is called Shark? Does it summon actual sharks? Is he a shark? Did the translator have a stroke? I have so many questions. The nameless swordsman looks up, completely unfazed, like someone just told him his Netflix subscription expired. In a brilliant flash of light, he unleashes a devastating counterattack. The muscular man gets wrecked, his eyes wide with disbelief. How? Even from behind? Bro, you literally just watched him dismantle your entire sect. What part of Whirlwind of Death suggested he couldn't hit you from any direction? The heavy rain continues falling on the now silent courtyard. A lifeless hand lies in a puddle, sword dropped beside it. Very artistic. Very tragic. Very shouldn't have joined the Black Death sect, maybe? Having defeated the guards, he walks toward the main building. Inside, a figure in a white robe with a snake emblem sits waiting. Oh, good, snake imagery. That never indicates villainy. It's an old man with long white hair and a mask over his mouth. Dude looks like he shops at Evil Sect Leaders Are Us. The sinister smile really completes the ensemble. Finally, the nameless swordsman reaches the inner sanctum. Lightning flashes. Again with the lightning. Does this world have a weather effects budget they need to use up before the season ends? Sect leader asks, "So, you are the nameless swordsman?" No, he's the pizza delivery guy. The sword and pile of corpses outside are just coincidental. Heh, if you're a swordsman of justice, why are you wrapped up so tightly? Maybe because it's raining, Grandpa? Maybe because dramatic cloaks are fashionable? Maybe mind your business? From the shadows of his hat, the swordsman gives a simple reply. Because I'm not one. Okay, that's actually cold. The leader's eyes narrow. You're not a swordsman of justice? Then why do you hunt and kill the unorthodox faction? A close-up reveals the nameless swordsman's eyes glowing with crimson rage. I am not a righteous swordsman. Thanks for clarifying, Captain Obvious. We kind of figured that out when you turned the courtyard into a slaughterhouse. The sect leader laughs maniacally. So you have deceived them all. My guy, literally no one asked you for commentary. You're about to die. Read the room. The swordsman states,
I've never deceived anyone. They simply believed it themselves.
Okay, that's actually deep. Also very passive-aggressive. It's not my fault you idiots made assumptions. The sect leader draws his sword with blue energy crackling around it. Ooh, blue lightning. Much better than that shark guy's technique. Spectral snakes rise behind him as his eyes glow red. Come then. Whether you are the nameless swordsman or not, you are here to kill me all the same. Sir, you're literally sitting down. Maybe stand up before issuing challenges? Just a thought. The nameless swordsman dashes forward, blade leaving a red trail. Both combatants rush at each other. Time slows down, capturing individual raindrops midair. Very cinematic, very extra. Someone definitely went to film school. Close-ups of both fighters' eyes, one glowing red, one reflecting fierce determination. And then, the battle is over in an instant. That's it, one slash, done. All that buildup, all that dramatic posturing, and my man got one shot like a level 1 Pokemon facing a level 100 Mewtwo. The sect leader collapses to his knees as his blood-stained sword clatters to the ground. The nameless swordsman stands victorious, with only a small cut on his cheek. Oh no, a paper cut. Truly, this was an intense battle that pushed him to his absolute limits. A brilliant flash of lightning illuminates the sky. The swordsman removes his hat, revealing the face of a young man with dark hair. Of course he's a Bishonen protagonist, because ugly people don't get to be mysterious badasses in manhwa, apparently. The scene changes completely. The dark rain is replaced by a white background as delicate pink petals drift down, landing gently in pools of blood. Wait, what? Did we just switch manhwa? A decapitated head lies on the blood-slick floor, surrounded by pink petals. Nothing says aesthetic quite like cherry blossoms and decapitation. It's giving serial killer Pinterest board energy. The scene shifts to a massive battlefield under a blood-red sky. An entire army assembled on the stairs of Mount Hua Sect's temple. Okay, now this is more like it. A council of martial arts masters, led by a formidable monk, observes the devastation. One master laments, "To think the Mount Hua I once knew would end up like this." Yeah, it's almost like having a sect named after a mountain was tempting fate. Another master cries, "This is the work of a demon. Who on earth stained Mount Hua with this much blood?" Gee, I wonder who it could be. Maybe the guy we just watched massacre an entire sect. From the temple entrance, an old man in tattered robes stumbles forward. Mount Hua is annihilated. Plum Blossom Swordmaster, you're still alive? The dying master reveals, by just one person. One person wiped out Mount Hua? The entire sect? Bro, what were you all doing? Taking turns fighting him one at a time like a bad kung fu movie? Did nobody think to, I don't know, attack together? The monk roars, "He's coming! Block him!" Oh, block him. Great plan. That definitely worked out well for Mount Hua. Red blurs, blood splashes, masters falling left and right. Wow, sending all your best fighters to rush this guy individually. Brilliant strategy. Sun Tzu is crying in his grave right now. The killer finally reveals himself. It's the same young swordsman, now shirtless and looking bored. Of course he's shirtless now. Gotta show off those protagonist abs for the audience. He remarks, "You certainly brought quite a crowd." The audacity! This man just committed genocide and He's making small talk like he's at a networking event. The swordsman explains, I came because I heard Manhwa was the strongest, but it seems rumors can't be trusted. Imagine your entire sex legacy getting destroyed because some dude wanted to Yelp review your reputation. Manhwa got 1-star reviewed into extinction. He points his bloodied sword at the assembled masters. Since you've all swarmed here together, I assume you're stronger than Manhwa was. The disrespect is astronomical. I'm almost impressed by the sheer audacity. The masters unleash their techniques simultaneously. Finally, some actual coordination. The swordsman thinks, as I thought, then grins, this place is a lot of fun. The entire scene dissolves into digital static and glitches. Wait, what? A young man sits in the dark wearing a futuristic VR headset. Hold up. Hold the phone. Stop everything. You're telling me I just watched 15 minutes of edgy martial arts carnage, blood-soaked revenge, and Manhwa getting absolutely demolished. And it was all Call of Duty Murim edition. Back in the real world, the young man, Dong Bong-soo, sits on his messy couch analyzing his gameplay. Was a coordinated attack from that many people still too much for me? Bro, you just died to a gank squad, and you're out here reflecting like it's a training montage. On the table, Murim Online, a hyper-realistic virtual reality experience. The game is known for its extreme violence, bloodbaths, and realistic dismemberment, which has led to protests demanding it be shut down. Ah yes, because that's a healthy gaming experience. He scrolls on his phone thinking, there's really no game quite like this. He watches a news broadcast about a missing person, CEO No of Dato Industries. A sinister smile creeps across his face as he muses, assassination seems like a good choice too. The perspective shifts. A muffled voice can be heard, spare me! Oh no. Oh no. Dong Bong-soo turns from his screen. Oh, right, he says, as if suddenly remembering a forgotten chore. He picks up a real steel sword. The camera pans down to reveal a man bound and beaten on the floor. It's the missing CEO from the news report. This man isn't just a gamer, he's an actual serial killer. The terrified CEO whimpers, please. Dong Bong-soo stands over him holding a hammer. Spare you? He asks, grabbing the CEO by his collar. The CEO stammers, look, I don't know why you kidnapped me, but I really didn't do anything. Bong-soo slams the hammer into the floor beside the CEO's head. Photos are strewn on the floor, showing CEO No with several terrified and abused victims. The reason for the kidnapping is revealed. This CEO is a monster. Bong-soo looks down. If you truly hadn't done anything, you wouldn't have become my prey. The CEO pleads, I am reflecting on my actions. Please, please spare me. Bong-soo strikes him across the face, thinking, but that phrase, spare me. A smirk plays on his lips. Between you and me? He raises his hammer high, eyes glowing red. Isn't it getting a bit tired? His face twists into pure rage as he brings the hammer down. The CEO screams as Bong-soo delivers a brutal, merciless beating. In a burst of strength, the large CEO lunges at Bong-soo, who easily dodges. The CEO breaks his ropes, snatching the hammer. You're dead meat, he growls. But Bong-soo blocks the hammer strike with his bare forearm, demonstrating inhuman strength. He retaliates with a single punch, surrounded by red aura, then follows with a furious barrage of punches. The CEO lies on the ground, scrambling backward in terror. Stay back! Stay back! I don't want to die! As the CEO screams, Bong-soo begins his cold monologue. Most humans are herbivores. Among them, a small number of carnivores attack and hunt those weaker than themselves to devour them. Ethereal figures appear behind the CEO, representing his victims. Bong-soo continues, and I am the hunter who hunts those carnivores. Suddenly, the door is violently kicked open. A fully armed police team storms in, weapons trained on Bong-soo. The lead detective addresses him. Dong Bong-soo, I'm arresting you on charges of kidnapping, confinement, and murder. Bong-soo's red eyes flicker with surprise. How did the police find this place? The detective fires into the air. I said don't move, you prick. These are live rounds. Bongsu stands alone, completely surrounded. But instead of fear, he compares it to his video game's final scene. Bongsu points at the CEO. This scumbag killed a total of 6 women. He tortured them and took photos before they died. The corpses next to him are all the same. Most of them are murderers. His eyes glow red. These guys are beasts, carnivores that hunt ordinary innocent people. I'm just the hunter who catches those beasts. Do you understand? The one you should be shooting isn't me. It's this guy. The detective's expression remains cold. Is that so? But what can I do? To my eyes, all I see is a psychopathic killer who kidnaps and murders people. Bongsu sighs in frustration. I guess I really can't communicate with the police. He lets his weapon clatter to the floor. The detective thinks he's surrendering. Freeze! But Bongsu explodes into motion, dashing past the police with supernatural speed. A figure is sent flying. Bongsu's eyes glow red. If there is a next time for me, I hope there are plenty of beasts I can kill without worry. Yeah, a place like the Murum. With a final bloody impact, his consciousness fades. A blue light engulfs him, marking the end. Suddenly he gasps, choking as if waking from a nightmare. His eyes shoot open wide with shock. I'm alive? I definitely heard the gun go off. An older, portly man peers into the dark room. Oh, I thought for sure you were dead, but you're still kicking. Sosam's eye widens as he looks up. The man, Machil, grabs Sosam by the hair. Do you have any idea how much I struggled to drag you from the marketplace? Should I just kill you for real right now? Machil kicks him away. See you tomorrow. I'm done. As Machil leaves, Sosam's eye begins to glow with that red light. Strange, dark, purple energy crackles around him as his body contorts. He collapses, coughing violently. Damn it, my body! His hand reaches for his head, eyes wide with pain. Huh? He sits up in darkness, touching his torso. This body? Where did all these scars come from? He gazes out the window at an unfamiliar landscape under the full moon. I know exactly where this is. This is surely the Murum. He slumps against the doorway, overwhelmed. A tear escapes his eye. He looks up with profound satisfaction. My wish has come true. A status screen appears. Player Dongbong Su, Murum Online. Welcome to the world of the truly strong. A wide, maniacal grin spreads across his face as he fully embraces his new reality. The scene shifts to a dirty stable. Sosam is cleaning the stables among horses. Machil bursts in. Hey, Sosam! Sosam looks up. Ah, Lord Machil. Machil covers his nose. Ugh, smells like horse shit. Follow me right now. I have a job for you. Right now, sir? I still haven't finished cleaning the stables. Slap! Machil hits him. Do I look like I'm asking you for a favor? Machil grabs him. The Dannery clan lets a stuttering orphan like you eat and sleep here. You must have forgotten your place. You're just a slave. Do you understand? Sosam's eyes tremble with a mix of fear and something darker. Machil takes Sosam to a blacksmith's forge. Where is Machil? Why did you come alone, Dongo? Dongo gives a greasy smile. Oh, you know how it is. Brother Machil is at the Bongyang Inn again with his woman, having drinks. The blacksmith sighs. It'll be hard to move these weapons with just the two of you. Dongo laughs. Oh, come on, can't you see him? We've got a perfectly good beast of burden right here. He slaps Sosam hard on the back. Sosam falls to the ground. Brother Sosam, what are you doing? Get up and start moving these weapons. Actually, now that I think about it, I have an appointment too. Looks like you'll have to put in some extra work today. I'll be going first. Against a blood-red background, Sosam struggles to carry an impossibly large bundle of weapons. He finally collapses. The blacksmith approaches. Good work, but child, why don't you take a rest? You look like someone who's about to die. Sosam forces out, I'm fine. But the memories of the body's original owner flood his mind. Sosam, it's cold. Do you really want to drag out this pathetic bug-like life? Dongo returns, kicking Sosam in the head. What are you doing? Get out of my way. Sosam wonders, Where did it all go wrong? Was it when my family died in the storm? Was it when I knocked on the Dannery clan's gate just to survive? He remembers being alone in a dark cell, staring up at a barred window. But then something shifts. A single red glint appears in his eye. The consciousness of Dongbong-su fully takes over. So that was this kid's name. The real Sosam was beaten to death, and I took over his body. A glowing blue interface materializes. Wait, what's this? Isn't this the status window from Muram Online? Machil grumbles, why do I always have to do this shit? If Dongo was done with his work, he should have gone home. Why did he have to bump into that psycho? Damn it. Why does a great man like me have to clean up after a half-wit? I should just kill him myself. No, the risk is too high. If I get caught, it'll be my head on the chopping block first. Machil kicks the stable door open, finding Sosam slumped against a wall, bloodied and bruised. Dongbong-su's consciousness reflects, is it the second week already? From what I've gathered, here's the situation. First, this isn't China. The reason? Martial arts techniques that only existed in movies and novels are a living reality here. Second, this status window and system. For some reason, the Muram Online window is working, and only I can see it. At first, I thought this was just a game because of the window, but this is definitely reality. Every person here has their own emotions. They are alive. Then what am I? Human or player? That doesn't matter. This place is without a doubt reality. Dongo appears at the doorway. Look at you, brother Sosam, living the high life while I got punished because of some idiot. Sosam calmly picks up his food bowl and begins to drink, completely unfazed. Look at this guy. I'm talking to you, you bastard. I'm really gonna kill. But before he can finish, Sosam's eyes flash with terrifying red light. With blinding speed, he catches Dongo's punch and crushes his fist. Sosam looks up with bloodshot, glowing eyes. The kid you used to know died a long time ago. The violence escalates into a bloody frenzy. Blood splatters everywhere as Sosam dismembers his tormentor in a grotesque display. Finally, Sosam stands amidst the carnage, looking at his blood-soaked hands. It's hot. Human? Player? That doesn't matter. As I thought, this place is reality. I can feel the great law of this world, the law of the jungle, survival of the fittest. If it's here, I don't have to hide my true nature. I can hunt to my heart's content. Because carnivores that are even stronger and more monstrous will be roaming freely in the jungle they call the Muram. As soon as my body recovers, the hunt begins again. A wide, horrifying grin splits his face. Here in the Muram, in the blood-soaked room, Dongbong-su sits calmly. Normally, a guy like this wouldn't even be worth hunting, but there's something I need to verify. He utters, inventory. A luminous blue ethereal screen materializes before him. Something's different. The inventory was a grid-based system in the game, but this inventory is just one massive open space. He plunges his hand into the portal. It's huge! Must be at least 300 square meters. He approaches Dongo's corpse, remembering the game mechanics. Store in inventory. The corpse distorts and pixelates, dissolving as it's pulled into the vortex of blue light. That massive thing vanished in an instant. This is incredibly useful. Wait, can I put living things in here too? I'll need to experiment more. The scene transitions to a bright courtyard. Dongbong-su, wearing a simple mask, quietly sweeps the grounds as two men gossip nearby. They taunt him. One lunges to kick him, but Bong-su continues his act, smiling foolishly. Machil grabs his robe. You mute bastard! Don't slack off here. Take that horse for a walk. He slams Bong-su's head against a post. Forced to comply, Bong-su leads the horse through the village streets. Children throw rocks at him. One strikes his temple, blood trickling down. Look at the dummy. Stupid Sosam. He can't even talk anymore. Mute Sosam. Suddenly, Bong-su's silhouette becomes a dark specter with glowing white eyes. The children cry out in fear. Just as quickly, the aura vanishes. Internally, Dongbong-su seethes in a crimson sea of rage as the taunts echo. Sosam's a mute. He can't do anything. He's an idiot. On the outside, he just keeps walking, enduring every insult with chilling patience. Machil stands before the armory complaining, "Why do I have to clean weapons? That bastard Dongo hasn't shown his face in days. Did he drop dead somewhere?" The door opens and Dong Bongsu emerges. Machil peers inside. Every weapon is immaculately clean and polished. Wait, did this brat do all my work for me? He almost died, and now he's completely different. Bongsu presents a pouch of money, Dongo's looted coins. Machil's eyes widen at the sight. "Ha ha, you little brat! You finally learned how the world works. That's my boy!" As Machil walks away clutching his prize, Bongsu's eyes glow menacing red. Moron. He doesn't even realize he's paying for his own funeral. Machil heads into town. "My pockets are full today. Should I go see Chosen instead of In Ying?" He arrives at the Phoenix Tavern, tossing the pouch confidently. The portly owner recognizes him. "Welcome, Lord Machil. Go bring Chosen out." The owner is taken aback by the expensive request. "You usually call for In Ying." Machil shoves the money forward. "You doubt me? I've got the cash here." "Thank you, sir. Head to the last room on the second floor." Machil settles in. Soon Chosen enters, an elegant, stunning beauty. She's on a whole different level from In Ying. Through a crack in the wall, a single glowing red eye watches. "All right, guys, I just checked my freezer and guess what? No milk. That's tragic. That means I have to go outside and buy some like a responsible human being." If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe so I can keep making more milky content and not disappoint my freezer again. See you soon.